grab your ball, please. Meet me in a standing position. And we're going to start with that ball above your ankles, feet parallel. Now, hopefully, that is going to bring you into a good alignment where you feel some work on your inner thighs already because you're squeezing that ball, but that it also brings your knees over your ankles, and that should line up with your hip bones. While we're doing that, let's take a couple quick shoulder rolls, please. Inhaling to lift and exhaling to relax back and down. Good. From there, zip your abdominals and lengthen your tailbone. Rise up on your toes. Pull your ribs in. Pull your back. Test your balance. And then gently come down on your heels. Lift up, hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and down on your heels. Up, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Just lifting and lowering, a little bit of calf work here. Try and pause at the top, 4, 3, 2, 1, before you settle down. And as you come down, try and do it gently. Maybe you don't even, right now I'm not even really putting my heels all the way down on the ground. Try not to slam down and fall backwards. So lifting up, holding, and exhaling down. And just continue that, lifting and holding and exhaling down. Don't forget that, woo, even if it's that little pause at the top, lift and hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Lift, hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Again, a really gentle lowering, barely tapping those heels before you come back up to hold. We're gonna do 4 more. Last 3, ribs stay down. Last 2. Last 1, come up, pull those ribs down. You don't have to go all the way up. Just find that place where you can balance, right? And then from there, lift 1 inch, an inch, an inch, an inch, an inch, and gently come down. All right, let's move that ball up between your thighs now. Feet are still parallel. Roll your shoulders out of your ears. Shift your weight onto your right leg. Left leg is straight. Feet are facing forward, and we're just going to squeeze the ball. Squeeze the ball. Work the inner thigh. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, keep your left leg straight, but turn the toe in and keep that leg straight. You're going to feel this on that outer hip as you lift the leg, but don't drop the ball. Lift the leg, don't drop the ball, and lift, and lift, and lift. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Feet go parallel again, and squeeze, 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 squeeze. Now turn your toes in, straight leg lift, 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 and lift. Again, squeeze, 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 lift, 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 and 2 squeezes, and 2 lifts, and 2 squeezes, and 2 lifts. And now squeeze once, lift once, squeeze once, lift once. So this is what your hip is doing, squeezing in and rotating open. Leg is staying straight. Last 2 and last 1. Shift your weight onto your left leg. Abs drawn in, right leg off the ground. Squeeze the ball, squeeze the ball. And squeeze, and squeeze, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn your right toes in. Flex through that quadricep. Lift the leg, but don't drop the ball, and lift the leg. And lift the leg. Feel it out here. And lift, and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift. Back to the squeeze, squeeze, and back to the lift. Now squeeze 4, 3, and lift 4. And squeeze, and lift. And now we have 2 squeezes, 2 lifts, 2 squeezes, 2 lifts, and now we squeeze and lift, squeeze and lift, squeeze, lift. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Set your ball down. You're going to come down and sit on that. Either center it or put it a little bit under your left glute. And then you're going to bring that right leg not right in front of you, but off to the right. So your hips are square. The ball is either under your center or under your left. And your right leg is off to the side. Now I want you to take that whole leg, rotate from the hip, and open up that hip so that you can see the seam of your pants if you have one. Point your toes and elongate that leg. Reach through those toes. Try and make that leg longer. And then flex. And as you do so, feel your quadricep muscle working. And then reach it and flex it and reach it and flex it. And one more time, reach and flex. Okay, so I'm going to be nice, maybe, as we go into that exercise with the leg elevated. We won't do as many, but I want you to focus on how that felt. So lift it off the ground, reach it, flex it, squeeze, reach it, flex it, squeeze, reach it, flex it, reach it, flex, reach, flex, one more, reach and flex. So hopefully you felt that in your quads. We're not quite done, of course. Flex through the heel, feel that quad engage, make sure it's rotated open, lift it off the ground, hold it there, try and go 1 inch higher, 1 inch higher. Every time you lift, I want you to tighten up that quadricep for me. And lift, 2 more, lift, and bring that down. Now point the toe, engage that, lengthen the leg, lift it off the ground, bend it 1/4 inch, and then reach it, hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, bend and reach 2, 3, 4, and reach 4, 3, 2, 1, and reach 4, 3, 2, 1, and reach 4, 3, 2, 1. One more, reach 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Roll off that ball. Bring that top leg behind you, should be your right leg. Feel that stretch coming into both your hip flexor and your quad. If you want, bring your right arm up. Lift to the sky. You can open and rotate, or you can do the exact opposite and rotate and tuck the rib and the hip together to get even a deeper stretch. Flex through that heel and push it farther back for even more stretch. And then we will come up and do that loveliness on the other leg. All right, so when we use the ball, occasionally it helps us do an exercise. Most of the time it makes an exercise more challenging. And sometimes we do what we just are doing now, which is create that unstable environment because we're sitting on a ball that is round, not a flat surface. So left leg is off to the side. Open it up, rotate from your hip so you see the seam of your pants. Flex through the heel, engage that quadricep. And then point the toe and imagine you could get that leg longer. And then flex through the heel and point through the toe. And flex through the heel and point through the toe. Couple more like that. Flexing, using that quad, pointing, extending. One more, flex and point. All right, keep that in mind as we lift that leg off the ground, point it and reach it, and now flex it and use your quad. Point, reach, flex, point, and flex, sit tall, point, and flex, good job, and point, and flex, last time, point, and flex, bring that down, flex through the heel, sit tall, get that quad very much engaged, lift it off the ground, and then go 1 inch higher, try and move without tipping over, right? So have that lift come just from the leg, tiny movement, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring that down. Point the toe, think of that, lengthen the leg, lift that leg off the ground, bend it a tiny bit, and reach, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1, 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 2 more, reach, 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 and reach, 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 reach. And again, bring that off the ball, drop that leg behind you, flex through the heel, open that up, arm can come up, you can pivot to the sky, feel that length, you can rotate, you can tuck, you can push the leg even farther back and flex to the heel. Beautiful. All right, come on up and let's go all the way down onto our spine. Hug your knees into your chest And just put that ball on your shins for now. And push down on the ball to give yourself a deeper stretch in that low back. You might want to let those hips rock side to side. Good. Feet go on the ground, and then that ball goes between our thighs, just below the knees. I'd like you to bring your big toes to touch. So depending on how much resistance you have in that ball, you're trying to get your knees closer together. If you succeed, you may have burst your ball. But as soon as you do that, you should feel those inner thighs engage. And you might even notice as you place your hands lightly on your low abdominals, as you squeeze the ball, they pull in a little bit. And now relax that squeeze and just notice what happens in your abs. So let's do that again. Deep breath in, exhale, squeeze on the ball. Feel how those lower abs tighten. 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. And squeeze and relax. And one more time, squeeze and relax. And now let's add a little bit of lift to that. Deep breath in, exhale, squeeze the ball as the head, neck, and shoulders lift off the ground. Reach your arms out to the side. Exhale, come down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, squeeze the ball, lift up. Inhale, arms sweep like a snow angel. Exhale, roll down. You can loosen that squeeze. Here we go again. Exhale, squeeze the ball, flip the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Arms reach and sweep, and exhale down. And a few more. Exhale to lift, squeezing the ball, arms reach, and inhale, come down. 2 more times. Keep in mind that this is our ab prep exercise. Good. Last time, deep breath in. Exhale to lift up, inhale, sweep, and then hug those knees in and grab that ball between your hands again and stack your legs tabletop. Deep breath in, exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Now, option, can you roll your ball up your shins a little bit more? And then roll it back, and then extend the legs, and the arms come up just overhead or a little beyond, and then tabletop, ball on those shins, roll up a few more degrees, roll halfway down, extend the arms and legs. Place the ball on the shins. Could you roll a little farther, halfway down, don't roll all the way down, extend the arms and legs. Could you even roll that ball to the ankles, back down, you're not lying all the way down in between, only if you feel ready to do this, right? So it's early. If your spine doesn't feel ready to do this, then you're just doing a smaller move, okay? So you might only roll just past the kneecaps, and then you go into your extension. We're going to do 4 more, like whichever one your version you're doing. Good. 2 more. You guys look great. And last one. Take that ball and put it down above your ankles again. Lift your knees up so that they're right above your hips. Your feet will be big toes touching, or you could do heels touching. For me to hold the ball, I need to do big toes touching. Check on your abs, make sure they're pulled nice and flat. So knees are a little bit wider than usual. Arms out in a T position. Notice how that lifts your ribs, and now engage your abdominals, pull the ribs down, nod your head yes to lengthen out your spine. Deep breath in, exhale, belly button staples to your spine. Inhale, knees start traveling away, and you may do a toe tap or a heel tap. Exhale, come up just as slowly as you went down. Inhale to lower those legs away from your body, just to your challenge point. Exhale, come back up. We're going to do 4 more like this, and then we're going to add on, slowly lowering, making sure your abs stay flat, your low back stays the same distance from the ground. Last one here. Come back up, adding on. Lower those legs, squeeze the ball, squeeze the ball, squeeze the ball, and come back up. Lower the legs at the bottom, squeeze 3, 2 and 1, and come back up. So your feet aren't actually resting on the ground, by the way. You knew that, right? They're covering, and you give 3 quick squeezes. Good. One more time. Lower those feet away. 3, 2, 1, and bring that ball in. Soles of the feet together. Passive little stretch here. If you want to, put the ball on the right leg. Feel how that gives you just a slight more stretch, a little bit more stretch. And then on the left thigh. All right. As if that wasn't enough, let's add on to that exercise one more time. So you're going to place your feet on the ground, lift yourself up into a bridge, and slide that ball so that it's underneath your tailbone and your sacrum. So it's not under your low back. So you should already feel that you're kind of in almost a partial bridge. Then I want you to flatten your ribs, pull your belly button in, lift one knee up at a time, and bring it just a little bit more over your belly button. So not over your hips this time. So you should already feel that you're kind of on an unstable surface. So now lift your fingers to the sky, and you should find that you're definitely on an unstable surface. And this might be as much as you do. If you want to add on, try a single leg toe tap, but you don't want those feet to go all the way to the ground because that would put you in extension. You could make it a single leg heel, leading with the heel, flexing through the foot. You're in a really strong pelvic tilt because of this ball. Or you could squeeze both knees together, lower both legs at the same time as we were doing a moment ago. And again, pointing those toes or flexing through those heels. And you only want to lower as much as you can do and still feel that low back the same distance from the ground. You could, if you wanted to, pivot those knees open and again, lead in that froggy position. So this is unstable environment plus that pelvic tilt. There should be a lot going on right now. And then you're going to place your feet on the ground, bridge up, and grab that ball for me, please. Nice work. Take that ball between your thighs again. And then bring your big toes to touch. And you're going to squeeze in on that ball as much as possible. Hands by your sides. Palms flat, shoulders open, and then rotate your thumbs to the sky. Really open that chest a little bit more. Tuck and tip your hips, and then go into a slight pelvic tilt. Lift your abs, lift your booty off the ground. So bridge pose. Take your right arm straight up in the air. Take your left leg straight up in the air. Take your left arm up in the air. Bring your right arm over your head. Lower your left leg so it's right at the level of your right thigh. And then you're going to squeeze the ball as you hold, using that right hip, right glute to stabilize. You should feel these. Just 4 more. Good. Left foot down, hands together, hips down. Deep breath in, hands on the ground, tuck, tip, slight tuck, lift up. Left arm up, right leg up, right arm up, lower that right leg even with your left, bring your left arm over your head, and now squeeze the ball. Use that right leg to push in, use that left leg to stabilize. Just 4 more. And relax, feet, foot down, hands together, hips down. Now take that ball and put it underneath both your feet. So the arches of your feet are on the ball. Hands are down, deep breath in. Tuck and tip and tuck slightly and lift up. So let's test out and see if you can lift your arms up. Right, so that's one option, to simply hold in this bridge, look at your knees, make sure they're still squeezed together. Another option would be to put your hands back down and roll that ball forward and back a little bit, or lift and lower your hips, right? If you could do this one with your arms up, you could try rolling that ball forward and back. And then we're all gonna come down. So that one was a little more about stability. All right, here comes the fun one. Roll that ball so it's underneath your left foot only, please. Put your right foot on the ground. Deep breath in, tip and tuck your hips, a slight tuck, and then lift up. Let's lift those, oh, don't lift those arms yet, sorry. I lied, because we're gonna lift the right leg off the ground. What? Point it to the sky, that left hamstring should really engage. Now, if you're feeling crazy, you can bend your elbows. Feeling really crazy, you can lift your arms. Otherwise, lift and lower those hips and point with the right toes. Straighten out that right leg, lift with that left hip. Good, bend that right knee, put it on the ground, stay lifted, roll that ball forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, relax that down. Slide that ball underneath your right foot, please. Deep breath in, exhale, lift your hips. Bring that left leg straight up in the air. You could test if you wanted to, both hands up or not. And then again, we're going to use that right hip to poke a hole in the ceiling with the left toes and reach and lift and lift. Right glute, right hamstring really working. 4. Good, leave that leg up there, roll that ball in and out, or you can put the left toes on the ground. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Whew. All right. If you are like me, those hamstrings want a nice stretch. So let's bring that ball behind the left leg for now and hold on to the ball and pull that in. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and stretch out that right leg and flex through that heel. Now you probably notice your left hip has rolled up. So let's push it back down. Leave the tailbone down, but then pull the knee back in. It might not go as far, but I want you to do it with this angle rather than tucking for now. So we're really going to stretch the hamstring rather than just the low back also. Flex through that heel and lift it up to the sky. Keep your knee bent for now. Keep your tailbone down. So I'm even pushing my hamstring a little against the ball and the ball against the hamstring. And then we're going to flex that heel straight to the sky. We're going to roll that ball up to the ankle, point the toes, flex to the heel, and lie back down. And then bring that ball over to the outside of that left knee and bring that left knee towards your right shoulder, getting a nice outer hip stretch here. And then we'll relax the left leg beside the right. Hopefully that left leg feels a little better. Right knee into your chest. Grab hold of that ball. Hug that right knee in nice and close. Try and get the rib and the thigh to touch. And then notice if you rolled your tailbone up, push that tailbone back down. And then still with the tailbone down, pull that knee back in. From there, flex through that right heel. Push it up towards the sky. Still trying to keep that tailbone down, so I'm pushing, pushing, pushing. And then we'll go ahead and roll that ball up, point the toes. Exhale, flex. We're going to bend that right knee and bring it across towards your left shoulder. Fall on the outside of that knee. And then relax for just a moment. Okay. Time for our favorite single leg stretch with the ball. So bend both knees and take that ball and put it on the front of your right thigh for me, please. Take your hands and press them against the ball so that you're smashing the ball. And then lift that right knee up to tabletop. And you're still trying to push that ball, smash that ball by the thigh coming in, the hands going away. And then add that left leg up in the air, extend it, and reach through those toes. So now we're flexing through that right foot, pushing the ball against the right thigh, pushing the hands against the ball, everything at once. You should feel really strong through your abs. Left foot on the ground, right foot on the ground. Ball to the left side, push, smash the ball, lift the left leg into tabletop, flex through the heel, pull those abs in, bring your right knee in, extend it up, extend it out. Press against that left thigh. You don't let the leg win, you don't let the arms win, just stabilizing here. 4, 3, 2, and 1, left foot down, right foot down. Okay, so we'll pick up the pace just a little bit. Here we go, deep breath in, exhale, lift your legs tabletop. Now you have the option to lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground, but you don't need to for this one. Hands against the ball on that right thigh, left leg up in the air, exhale, reach to the left toes, inhale, push on the right thigh, exhale, hold, inhale, knees together. Right leg up, exhale, reach to those right toes, inhale, press against the left thigh, exhale, hold, inhale, knees together. Exhale, left toes reach, inhale, press against the right thigh, exhale, hold, inhale, knees together. Exhale, reach to the right toes, inhale, press against the left thigh, exhale, hold, and keep that going for me, switching to the right thigh, leg reaching, left leg reaching, pressing right, reaching, holding, switching it up. Shh. And keep that going for me, please. Good. Keep that opposite leg, the leg that's bent, in a nice tabletop position. So knee over your hip. Good job, y'all. Good. Just a few more here. And last time, when you've done both legs that last time, fall on your shins again, take a little rock. All right, move that ball to your ankles again, please, and lift your legs straight up in the air. Arms are out in that T position. We're just gonna tick-tock those legs side to side for now. But each time, see if you could get a little bit more aggressive. Go a little bit farther, even if the opposite hip lifts up, no big deal. Then you're gonna add on, when you go to the right, you're gonna let that left leg pivot on top. When you go over to the right, or to the left, your right leg pivots on top. So it's a little rotation as you rotate. You could bend your elbows. You could try this with your arms off the ground and your legs won't go as far. Or they'll go far and you'll fall over. And then back through center, bend your knees, roll yourself halfway up and put that ball between your shoulder blades, please. So that is going to put me at about a 45-degree angle. So this next exercise, this is as high as you're going to go. So you're not going to come way up like this and round your shoulders. So let's all get those shoulders out of our ear and your head back in line with your spine. Then take your fingers, 3 fingers, to the edges of your skull, and notice that your head can really just rest here. Drop back a little bit and feel the expansion across your chest. Feel the stretch across your pectorals. You'll also notice that your ribs are popping up. Keep your head nodding yes, right? So you don't want to lift your chin up and then tuck it under. You want to keep it as if you're holding an apple under your chin. And then use your whole torso, your head and neck and shoulders, to drop back. You may or may not touch the ground. My elbows actually touch. Keep your head nodded yes. And then find those deep abdominal muscles to pull the ribs down towards your hips, to float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground, parallel to the ceiling. Deep breath in, up and over. Exhale, close your ribs. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, close your ribs. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, close your ribs. So we are working what we call negative to neutral. Negative means I'm letting my head go lower than my heart before I come up to neutral. If you wanted more resistance, crisscross at your wrists, cradle your head now with your forearms, but I have more weight over my head at this point because I've got the weight of my arms. If you wanted even more resistance, you could straighten your arms, cross them at the wrists, but you need to make sure that you're cradling your head between your biceps, and don't forget that this is about going up and over first. Finally, you can lift one leg at a time, alternating leg lift. I guess that's not actually finally. If you really wanted to, you could lift both legs and leave them in tabletop, but you may have a tendency to forget about the negative part. So you figure out which of these options works for you. Good. We're going to take a rest by rolling forward, letting that ball come underneath your head as if it's a pillow, but this isn't going to last, so don't get too excited. All right, we're going back to that same exercise. So that ball is between your shoulder blades again. Your head is cradled with just those fingertips. Deep breath in, keep your feet on the ground, knees together. Exhale, lift a tiny bit higher. I want you to twist towards me, but I want you to keep this back elbow open. Take your bottom arm and stretch it and reach. Come back to center. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, lift up. Twist the opposite direction. Reach the back arm and center. Lower, lift, and reach. Center, lower, lift, reach. One more like that. Center, lower, lift, reach to me. And then back to center, lower, lift, reach away from me. Back to center, both arms wide. We're lifted up at the chest. Nod your head yes, bring your head in line. Touch each side. Reach, reach. Arms are in a giant whirly-gig helicopter position here. So we're not bringing that back arm forward. We're just opening and opening and opening and opening, and relax. Bring yourself up on your elbows and bring that ball a little closer now to your low back. So we're still leaning against that ball, right? Here we are. But we're going to put our arms out this time. Now, you may have to play with where your feet need to be, but I want you to pull those ribs in, lift those legs in tabletop. But be careful that they're not way away from you. As soon as they pull away, your belly button comes up. So find out where you need to be. And then our legs are going in that tick-tock position again. And if you want, you're going to do straight legs tick-tock. That's a lot of pull on the low back, so you might want to stick with the bent knees for now, because the next challenge is to lift the hands off the ground. But they don't get to do this. Whoa, whoa. They have to stay open on both sides. So I'm keeping my hands maybe 6 inches off the ground, and we're trying to keep them that way. Not 6 inches and 13 inches, not 6 inches and 13. So now, no helicopter. But feet are moving side to side. Keep those knees close to your chest, please. Nice. And then come on up 1 degree higher and bring that ball against your sacrum. So now you're leaning against it, but you're not up and over it this time. So it's just giving you some support this time. Shoulders out of your ears. Grab your hamstrings, straighten your arms, lean back about that much, and then let go. Palms to the sky. So you should be in your roll down position. Notice where your head is. You want it elongated over your, just over your shoulders. Chin nodded yes. Arms out into a T position. And we're going to do the same thing we did a moment ago, rotating side to side, tapping the pinky finger to the back part of your mat. Now, every time you come back to center, make sure your knees aren't doing silly things. They are not wobbling side to side. If you get dizzy easily, you can keep your head in center. The rotation is at your ribs. Make sure your ribs are reaching back, but your hips are staying forward. And relax. And then you're going to roll all the way up till you are sitting on the ball. And then legs go out, bent knee position to start with. Roll your shoulders out of your ears, sit tall. And then you're gonna flex through those heels and maybe roll that ball so you can sit really tall, but don't have it in front of you. You shouldn't be able to really see it. Grab your hamstrings and pull yourself forward into a spine stretch. Then you can walk your hands to your calves or your toes, wherever they go. You're trying to avoid the slump, of course. Shoulders out of your ears, squeeze them back. Back of the neck is long, legs are strong. And then we will sit up nice and tall, and we're just going to come off that ball. I can't speak in rhyme the entire time, but that was rhyming. Put the ball down and bring your, what's going to be your bottom leg, the ankle of your bottom leg onto the ball, but make sure your foot's not on it. Lie down and stack your feet and stack your hips. Your arm is resting right underneath your ear and your waistline is off the ground. Your top leg is going to lift, point, and exhale, flex down. So normally this side lying leg lift, we're not engaging that bottom leg, but because it's on the ball, it should be a little more active. Good. Hold that top leg up. Place your bottom hand on the ground and lift your torso up. And then leg and torso down, leg and torso up and down. When you lift up, try not to collapse the ribs. So the ribs lead the way. So ribs and then you, right? Ribs and then you. So you're in a straight line. You're not in a, it shouldn't be head first. So even, a little more even. Yeah, better, better, better. But get that elbow off the ground. Elbow off the ground. Elbow off the ground. Elbow off the ground. Better, good. And 2, and 1. Hold for 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Stay on this side, please. All right. We're just doing 2 versions of side plank on this side. So elbow right underneath your shoulder, push the shoulder back, lift up out of it, and pull your lats in. We are gonna grab that ball, bring it with us. You come into your best side plank position. Then you're gonna bring the ball where it barely touches some part of your body. You're gonna squish it the tiniest bit, but don't lean on it. And then get off of it and tap, off, tap, off, tap. So it's a little pet. Do not squish your pet, right? Be nice. Tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. Very small range of motion. And relax, because we have one more version. If this next version, because it's a little challenging, doesn't work for you, go back to that one. Otherwise, you can put your ball down. Your bottom foot goes on first, towards the back. I'm leaving a lot of space at the front of my ball so that my whole top leg can go on that, so that as I lift up, I can come into a side plank. On the ball with balance. Good. Hang out there. Make sure that your feet are on the ball. Nice job, y'all. All right, let's switch that over to the other side, please. So we're going to start with that sideline series. With the ball underneath the ankle. Legs are stacked, waistline off the ground. Abs drawn in, top leg is going to lift and lower, and pointing as I lift and flexing as I lower. Waistline is lifted. So leave that top leg lifted. Place your hand on the ground, lift your elbow, slide your body up, but make sure your ribs are pulled up and in, you're not slunking down, right? So the ribs have to come up first and relax down. Ribs elbow up with the leg. Ribs elbow up. Good. Doing your best to keep your head pretty much in line. It's, kind of can't help that it wants to come up a little more, that's fine. But just make sure those ribs are lifting and that elbow's off the ground. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Stay up for 3, 2, 1. And relax. We're staying on this side for that first side plank. So find your best side plank version. Elbow underneath your shoulder, shoulder back. Use your lats. Take that ball in your top arm and bring yourself up in your side plank. You're going to place that ball again where it's just barely touching some part of you. Give it a squeeze and a lift tap. Lift tap. Lift tap. And then relax. You always have the option to stick with that one. If you want to do the balance one, bottom leg on first, leave a lot of space for the front foot, and then come up into that side plank on that side. Good. Nice job, y'all. And when you've had enough of that, come over onto your abdominals, ball out in front of you, please. Big toes touching. You can just rest for a moment with your upper body. Big toes touch, and always the toes are pointed. Toenails are on the ground. Bring your heels together. And then open them and close them. Open and close. Keep the heels squeezed together. Roll that ball out so your hands can be on top of it. Shoulders come down. Deep breath in. Keep your heels together, toes on the ground. Exhale, roll the ball back a tiny bit. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. That's what lifts you higher. Deep breath in at the top. Exhale, roll the ball forward again. Deep breath in. Exhale, roll it back. Then squeeze shoulder blades together to engage that upper spine. Keep your heels together and exhale down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Inhale, squeeze back, hold, and exhale down. Couple more here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, squeeze, and exhale down. Lift up, squeeze, and relax. Bend those knees, windshield wiper side to side. Prop yourself up on your elbows. Bring the ball underneath your belly button. Hands are apart. We're going to bring the feet together. Roll your shoulders out of your ears. Find a nice forward plank. And then gently roll your ball forward and back if you're on your toes. If you're on the fronts of your thighs, just stabilize, but keep tapping and lifting that ball. Tap and lift, tap, lift. Small movement. If you are on your toes and you're rolling, make sure at no point do you create a flat tire. Relax. You can press back into your resting position. Maybe put that ball on your heels as you press back. All right, you guys know what's coming. Fun, fun, fun. The ball stays there so that this time as you do your forward plank, the ball is underneath either your ankles or the fronts of your toes. If it's under the fronts of your toes, you might even try a baby pike. But you don't have to. Head in line with your spine, hands are apart, shoulders are strong, abs are in, and relax. All right. Let's stretch it out. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do one quick balance bird dog. Left hand on the ball. Roll through your cat and into your cow, and then find halfway between those, neutral spine, extend that left leg, and lift it off the ground. You can stay with that, or you could also lift your right arm off the ground. You can stay in that simple bird dog position, or you can tap and lift if you want. Or just hold, either way. And then come down, roll that ball underneath your right hand, shoulders out of your ears. Roll through cat and cow, right leg long, left arm long. Hold that extension or lift and lower. Totally up to you. Beautiful. Mosey your way over to a lying down position. You're going to stretch out that spine. You're going to bring that ball between our knees again and hug that into your chest. Take the little rock side to side. With that ball between your knees, lift your toes, tabletop, arms into a T, and let your knees drop to the left. So with that ball there, that should give that upper hip a little bit easier time with this twist. But if you want to deepen the twist, take your left hand and pull the right hip forward. Reach through your right arm. Use your left elbow to push the knees back up through center. Stack your hips and let them drop to the right. And again, if you want more, drop that left shoulder, take that right hand and pull that left hip forward. Use your right elbow, pull everything back through center, rock your hips side to side, pull them in and away, and in and away. Good. And now we're just going to stack the right leg over the left, put the ball on that left shin, and we're going to let the knees drop all the way to the right with an option of putting the ball underneath the knees if that's too severe of a stretch. Slide your left leg straight, bring your right leg back through center, cross the left over the right, lift it up, ball to the right shin, take a little rock side to side. When you're ready, knees drop to the right. And again, if you need or want, you can put that ball underneath. Straighten out that left leg, bring it back through center, right leg goes beside it. Arms extend overhead. Roll yourself up, hands and knees, please. Let's just put that ball between your thighs for now. Unmute yourselves if you want to join me for a quick little cat-cow. Finishing up through that spine. So exhale down your cat. And open into your cow. And exhale cat. And inhale cow. All right. Okay, nice job, you guys. If you want one more trivia question, meet me at break.